The following video will cover the earned value functionality, and then we can review project summary graphical display. In the first example, we will look at earned value based on total percent complete entered. I've already created my project earned 1 and the project structure. We're going to focus on WBS 1.1, and you'll notice that I have 10 units for that work breakdown structure, and we'll also have one project task underneath it. Focusing on the work breakdown structure, you'll notice down below I'm going to have a quantity of 10 for this one WBS, and you can see that the task is also going to be for the 10 units. Over here I'm showing you the task, and inside of here you can see the budget that I've put in, 1,000 hours for my one cost category 53. Moving over to the project summary window, I can now go in and spread a budget. As a follow-up to the project window, you can see 1.1. I do have the 1,000 hours in the lower part of the window for cost category 53. I'm going to select the rate ID of test, and over on the right hand side you can see the values come from rate maintenance, $50 per hour for cost category 53, and it has 100% burden, so the total cost per hour is $100 per hour. I'm going to go through and spread the budget. Coming back to the main window of project summary, I can look at the budget spread now, and you'll see 1,000 hours is going to be worth $100,000 of cost. Now in labor ticket entry, I wanted to point out to you that project databases have 3 tabs: manufacturing, project percent complete tab, as well as the project reporting or the project hours tab. I'm going to go back to project percent complete, select an employee, then choose my project, as well as the specific WBS task that I'm working on. So 1.1 is my WBS, and the task is going to be 10. Now I can directly come in and put in a total earned amount. So once again, this is not an incremental amount. This is the total earned to date. So I'm saying 20% of that task is complete at this point. I'll accept the labor ticket. Viewing the project now in the project window, you can notice that the task is 20% complete. With the percentage of completion labor ticket entered, I can come back here to the project summary window, and I can calculate earned value for that ticket. I'm going to go in and choose my project. You could be working with a range of projects, but for this exercise I'll just focus on the one, and I'll go to the last option of calculate amounts, and I would do this pretty much once for the period and calculate successfully. So it's going to do all of the earned value calculations for me. I'll come back here now and I will select the earned value type, and now I can do the comparison between budget and earned value. You can see my 200 out of 1,000, or 20%, has been earned, and the value is going to be representative of the budget amounts. Now we can take a look at example 2, where earned value is based upon production. For the second earned value example, I've already gone through and created a project as well as spread the budget. The numbers are going to be similar to the first project. The next step is going into the manufacturing window and creating a new work order. With this work order, I'm going to attach it or link it to my project task. I'll start by putting in the warehouse ID for the project, and it is going to be for a quantity of 10, which matches the WBS task. So it's a 1-to-1 match. Then I'll move down and choose a WBS, which will also fill in my task. Here is just an example of the project status, and you can see the link between my manufacturing work order and my project task. I'm also going to go in and underneath the operation 20, this is where I want to report earned value. So as I report quantities on operation 20, that percentage is going to start to update my project task. It's also important to note that in production, you could link more quantities to the project task than the quantity that is on the project task. In my example here, I have 5 units more that I'm going to link against my current task. However, when recognizing earned value will stop at the first 10 units reported in quantity. For this example, I'm staying inside of the manufacturing tab of labor ticket entry. I've already entered in my work order and it is at operation 20. I'm going to put in some hours, which is going to record a quantity complete of 3 out of 10 or 30%. Now I can come back here to the project summary window and calculate earned values. Once again, I'll choose my project. And in this option, I'm going to come down and calculate the quantities first. And here you can see what's calculated, 3 units, 7 remaining, and the project quantity is also equivalent to 3 units. I'll save that change, and now that's available to be able to calculate the amounts. Same procedure, go through, calculate, and the earned value has been updated. With the earned value calculated, I can select the earned value type. It will display down below, and I can do the comparison between what's been earned in the original budget. 300 hours and $30,000 has been earned. Additionally, on display, you can notice in the project window, my project is now at 30%. Further, you can look at labor tickets for the project task, and you'll notice that the earned value does create a labor ticket for this entry. Now that we have some of the earned value examples entered, let's go through and take a look at the graphical presentations. In order to give you a better display of graphics, I went through and added in another period, and I updated my percentage of completion to 50% on earned 1. With my project open in the project summary window, you can see that I've selected the budget, spread, and earned value summary types, and I can always do a comparison on those two. Underneath the view menu is where you're going to find the project summary chart. My first example will be based upon hours, starting with the budgeted hours of 1,000, and then I can also show you the 500 hours for the earned value. It is at this point where I can compare what I've earned to what I've budgeted, and I've slightly earned a little bit more than I had for budget. Or in other words, I'm slightly ahead of schedule based upon earned value. I can unselect the chart only option to be able to display a grid for all of the items that would actually hit the graphics. Let's focus on budget and earned value amounts. We've compared the hours, now let's compare the value. One of the items that we're going to be able to display now is a scheduling variance. Let's go over to Setup Chart to display new options. Right now I'm currently focused on Show Hours. I'm going to turn off the options inside of the Show Hours and then move over to Show Amounts. I'm going to put in the budget amount as well as an earned amount. And you'll notice the chart is very comparable to the hours display, and you can see the slight difference between what's been earned and the budget amount for August. You have the full $100,000 for the budget. Now let's go in and take a look at the scheduling variance. As I was saying, we can display that now. And it shows here, and you'll notice that it's a slight amount, and it goes off the chart after August because those numbers haven't been filled in on an earned value. But up to August, you can actually make a comparison for those numbers. We can further display changes or more options. Instead of looking at a scheduling variance, we're going to take off the budget amount. We'll take a look at actuals. We'll remove the scheduling variance, and let's take a look at cost variance. So we're comparing actuals to earned to develop our cost variance. And here's the graphic for the cost variance, looking at also actual amounts compared to earned value. Thank you for watching this video on earned value examples and Project Summary Graphical Display.